Afternoon. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. How are you? Welcome back to another edition of Chronic Pain and the Demon. I'm Raymond Nugent. Good to have you back on board. Good to have you back on board. Yes, guys, let's sit back and relax. I just see on the screen, let's sit back and relax and take this one easy and take it nice and slow. So, for all my friends out there in chronic pain, how are you guys? I hope you guys are doing well. It's a blessed day, blessed Wednesday, hump day. Happy hump day to you guys. Hope everyone is doing well and getting through the week and their trials and tribulations that brought forth upon them this week. You know what I'm saying? So I hope everyone is doing well. On a serious note, hope you guys are doing very well. So good afternoon to everyone. Good morning to some of my peoples over there in the Philippines, in Dubai, and other parts of the world, Saudi Arabia. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. USA, good evening to you. Good evening to you. Jamaica, good evening to you. For all my other countries out there who support me, good evening to you. How are you guys? Just take it easy. Take your time and come on in the chat room. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how everyone is feeling. It's a Wednesday, hump day. Let's roll. All right? Let's roll on a hump day. Let's roll on a hump day, guys. Let's roll. As you see on the screen, guys, as you see on the screen, let's roll on a hump day. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it jiggy. And let's keep it simple. So I'll give you guys some time to come in the chat room. We're going to talk about this, all right? So I'll give you guys some time to come on in the chat room. We're going to talk about this. We are going to talk about it. Yes, we are. As you see on the screen, guys, we're going to talk about it. Yes, we are. So I'll give you guys some time to come on in the chat room, mix and mingle, and feel free, to intertwine. But we're going to talk about it. You know, we are going to talk about it. Chronic pain in the demon. I'm in the house, okay? AKA chronic pain in the demon. My name is Raymond Nugent, AKA chronic pain in the demon. A lot of things are going around right now, which is chronic pain in our lives, in our neighborhoods, in our daily lives, and in our kids' lives, and their chronic pain that we need to let them understand, give them the real knowledge, so that they don't go astray. You know, because I tell you guys, in this time, it's easy for a kid to go astray if they don't understand or know exactly what's going on. Educate some of our kids, let them know what's going on in this world, and as far as all these things that's going on in New York, especially, and in other places around our country and in this world, that certain things you might be tolerated for a while, but after a while, then it just gets to be where it becomes obsolete. It's expired. So yes, guys, welcome to my friends out there in chronic pain. How are you guys? All my other friends out there, how are you guys? Hope everybody's doing okay. My name is Raymond Nugent, once again, aka Chronic Pain the Inner Demon. And as you see on the screen, what I said tonight and how I start my show tonight, is how I feel. And it's my opinion only. And hope no one hold me against my opinion as far as in any vicious ways. So yes, guys, tonight my question is, who killed Alpo? Yes, that's my question. Alberto Martinez, who killed Alpo? Right? Think about that for a second. Because Alpo passed away, over a week ago, and we all saw, right to, because they know the reason why they're celebrating. And we see other people on the YouTube channels, paying their respect for the ones who know him and the ones who despise him, saying what they have to say, which everybody is entitled to their opinion. So let's not hold nobody to their opinion when it comes on to how they feel about this gentleman, because you never know how he came across them in their life and how he changed their life, you know. But the question is, who killed Alpo? Okay, that's a very good question, guys. And I'm asking the question because so far we haven't seen anything as far as evidence, come to par. Hey, health is my passion. How are you? As far as police officers or anything from the state, to say, who is responsible or they're following up any leads, So yes, guys, the question remains: who killed Alpo? You know, who killed? Yeah, because we would really like to know, you know, who killed Alpo. You know what I mean? Yeah, who killed Alpo? All right, remember this video?
Why did you kill him?
Yeah, who killed Alpo?
Rich, the question to everybody with that, Rich, the reason why Richard, okay, I had a connect. I had a young Dominican connect off of Broadway. And, he wasn't really in position at the time when I was really dealing with him to really front me crazy. He would front me one or two, but he wasn't really in a position where, we wanted him to front us like, 50, 60, 100 keys. We didn't want to put up no money. We want you to front, get the drugs, or if we got 100 from you, we'll put up some of the money and we'll pay you the rest. You know what I mean?
Right.
But we don't have to go in the stash for our money. So my connect wasn't in position at the time like that, and Richard was dealing with his connect that he met when he did that year in prison. He met a connect when he did that year in the Bronx house. So this kid was hitting him lovely, but then it stopped. The kid caught a dry spell. Since you ain't got nobody to get no drugs from, deal with my man. He'll give you a good price, and the money I'm bringing from out of town, we'll hit him. And when he starts fronting us the drugs, you let me know. Because I had other connects. I had like 2 or 3 other connects that I was able to deal with too. So the time came when he was going to start fronting us the coke. Okay. But I was out of town. Since I was out of town, he wasn't able to catch up to me. It was easy for him to just deal with Rich. Right. Give it to Rich and let Rich give it to me.
Right.
So the question is, who killed Alpo? All right, who killed Alpo? I know Alpo wasn't the most righteous person on earth. From my history, I could tell you guys, and I'm going to go back a little bit with you guys, and because when Alpo passed away, I see a lot of people came online and say what they have to say, which I agree with them. You know, and for me as an old schooler, I'm at a certain age, 50 years old. Let me just take you back for a second, okay? When I came to New York in the 90s, 1990 in Brooklyn, um, at that time we had the geo trackers, like you said, the Audis, the Saabs. Yes, those were the vehicles at the time, and also we had 2.0s, drop tops, and the 190E Benz, Mercedes Benz. So for me personally, um, when I heard about these guys, it was 1990, and I was pretty much a youngster, you know, and I spent a short time in Brooklyn. I heard about Alpo, never met him in Brooklyn, but life have its way, to fluctuate journey. So when I went to live in Virginia, Manassas, Virginia, um, at the time when I was married, my wife and I, went to the Ritz nightclub. So for you youngsters, back in the day, they used to have the Ritz in New York, and they had the Ritz in Washington D.C. So I remember one night I went to the Ritz in Washington D.C. nightclub, and that's when I saw Alpo 91, I think, just to be exact. And that was my first glimpse of Alpo. Fur coat, looking dapper, and stuff like that. Yeah. So I didn't really get to see him in New York when I was in New York, but in Washington D.C., I got to see him once because I got to see people like Patrick Ewing in the Ritz, and other basketball players at the time. Hello, how are you? Health is my passion. Nice to have you here. Welcome aboard. So yes, I get to see people like Alpo, celebrities like Doc Rivers, Patrick Ewing, and all these guys in the Ritz, New York and also Washington D.C. Because I was a good club. I was a club goer, Charles Oakley and all those guys. So yes, Alpo, that was my first time I've seen him, and it was just a glimpse. So I never really get to correspond, or say what's up or whatever, But I mean, people, of course, say things and whatever. Hey, that's Alpo, whatever the case may be. But hey, that was my only glimpse of this band. And my thing is, and I'm gonna play the video for a little bit, and I'm gonna keep asking the question, and I want you guys to think about it. Who killed Alpo?
That's what happened. If he gave 100, I was supposed to get 50. You know what I mean? At the same price that he was charging Rich, I was supposed to get it for that price too. Right. But before this came along, I was already dealing with Rich with his connect. So if his connect was charging whatever, I didn't have no problem with Rich making $1,000, $2,000 off of me, because I was coming to spend $300,000, $400,000 with him. But now my connect is giving it from 12, 13. My original connect is giving it for 12, 13. And I'm supposed to, Rich got me thinking that the coke that I'm getting from him is still coming from his connect. So then I wound up bumping into my connect because I wound up staying up there a couple of days, and I wound up running into my connect. Okay. So I bump into him. So I said, yo, what's up, man? I said, yo, what's up, man? When are you going to start, looking out for a brother, man? Okay. He was like, what you talking about, Poe? I said, man, you know what that I'm talking about. When you going to start fronting up this and that? And he had a lot of respect for me. I had a lot of respect for him. And so I said, yo, so he's like, yo, what are you talking about? I just gave Rich like 60 joints. This time he had just gave Rich like 60 bricks. Okay. And 30 of those bricks were mine. Okay. So I'm saying, no, you didn't. You didn't. Rich got coke from his man. He said, man, Poe, I'm telling you, man.
Okay. He said Rich got 60 bricks, okay? And 30 of those bricks were his. All right? So that means half and half. So if I can't get my 30 bricks, then we have a problem. I'm just going off what's going on here, guys. All right? Not, what I agree with, but what's just going off from what this man is saying from his mouth. Okay? If Rich get 60 bricks from the Connect, 30s for Alpo and 30s for Rich, correct? Okay. So if the bricks serve properly, then there should be no static, correct? Correct. Because I'm trying to figure out, guys, bottom line, who killed Alpo? All right.
And he described them, and I remember I had just got these round joints from Rich that were real good. And I think they had like Reagan or somebody on them. They were real good, man.
Remember that name?
He described
Reagan.
everything.
Okay.
So
just remember that.
Yo, all right. I said, yo, we never had this conversation, man. So I didn't really say much about it. I just had in my mind like, damn, Mitch getting over on me like that. So I didn't say nothing until the first time. So I went back down to DC to get rid of my bricks and all that. And I had developed a relationship with a dude that just started off as one of my customers. Me and him have built a relationship where we became like real tight, like me and Rich in New York. This kid was me and Rich in DC. Okay. What was his name? His name was Gary. Gary. Yeah, little Gary. Is that the one that they say got his dick cut off? Yeah, that's the one they say got his dick cut off, yeah. Was that a situation from you? Yeah. That was? I wound up killing little Gary later on. This kid was good. He was probably about 3 years younger than me. He was a murderer too. He was about his murder game. Okay. This was my little man. So I went back down to DC, man, and I told my little man, I said, yo, man, So I said, yo, man, dude Rich up in New York, man. And he knew Rich because he knew Rich from me bringing him to New York because we used to do the firework thing in New York.
Okay.
So you hear from the horse's mouth, all right, that even though he met up with little Gary and those are his friends, they're getting money together, but they end up killing little Gary after he killed Rich. So in our Jamaican terms, we say you're a friend killer because you kill your friends, and that's not right in our Jamaican culture. Even though we do have some people in our culture that kill their friends, but that's not what we portray in our national culture. Culture, we don't kill friends. You build friends, you don't kill friends. You know what I mean? So yes, guys, the question remains: who kills Alpo? All right. Even though he was deceiving all these guys and killing all these guys and get away with it for a while, Alpo went to prison. All right. He served more than 20 years. Okay. Then he went into witness protection because he testified against Wayne Perry, which was a friend of his that he met in Washington D.C. after he got shot by some of the hoodlums down there that didn't really want him in their neighborhood, you know, because they heard about him from New York. Sub Zero talk about this. Star talk about this. I respect Star and the way he go about how you feel, Sub Zero. Gully TV, respect to you guys. I look up to you guys, and I'm trying to reach where you guys are at. But time is the master. Mr. Star, you're my idol. Respect to you. Gully TV, salute. You always bring it real. Sub Zero, keep it going. I know he's your homeboy, but hey, life is real. Yeah. So you deceive so many people in life, and yet still you got a 30 something year sentence, let's say 35-year sentence, right? And you came home after serving 20, say 24, 25 years. You still owe at least about almost 10 years to the federal government, okay? They put you in witness protection. You found a job, you're working, you're making good money as far as, what, a lot of these outlets are saying. You're living good up in Maine, all right? And, you form a life for yourself. I understand that you have to come and see your mom and your sisters, which is understandable. Place for you to stay away from, knowing the fact that you're in witness protection. That's no when it comes on to the federal government, when it comes on to witness protection. Okay, that's a no. That's why they move you certain places. Just remember, people, places, things. Those are the things that get you involved sometimes in the wrong way. Okay, but the bottom line is, who killed Alpo? From what they're showing from the bullets, Big Gene explained it more better than anybody else because he was a big time security. Hats off to you, Mr. Big Gene. Used to be Puff Daddy security for numerous years. He explained the trajectory of the bullets and how when they hit the windshield, or the windshield didn't crack, not once bit. 5 bullets going through the windshield, not once bit it was cracked. And Big Gene show you that even though he goes to the range constantly, you know he couldn't shoot nothing close to that. So what does that have to tell you? Okay, don't mess with the wrong people. All right.
Every 4th of July, you spend like 10, 15,000 with these guineas downtown and come back to my neighborhood and blow it all up and all that.
Okay.
Around 105th Street. And this time I did it around 102nd Street with Rich and all that. And I brought my little man, because they never seen nothing like that being in D.C. They couldn't really do stuff like that. So I brought him to New York to show him how we live up there and all that.
Okay.
So he wanted me and Rich in that process and all that. So I went back to D.C. I said, yo, man, this dude here, man. I just found out this dude is jerking me, man. He's like, what are you talking about, Paul? I said, man, this dude getting the bricks for my man. I'm supposed to get half at this price, and he charging me this price because I'm thinking it's still coming from his connect. And the first thing come out, he's like, man, let's kill him, man. I was like, nah, just hold up for a minute. Let me think about this thing. So I wound up calling Rich. I said, yo, Rich, everything all right? Your man back on? So I'm just checking out. I said, your man back. He said, oh yeah, my man just gave me some more joints. You coming up? I said, yeah, I'll be there. I said, all right. I told my little man, I said, yo, we going to New York, man, and we gonna go see Rich. No, first I went to New York. I took care of my business with him. I spent about $500,000 with him, and got my bricks and all that. And I think he was getting them from. He was also getting bricks from like Fritz and them. I don't know if you ever heard of the kid Fritz.
Yeah, I heard of Fritz.
Yeah. He was back to DC. So I'm still not saying that. So I'm saying my little man. I said, yo, man, that's it, man. I'm gonna go back to New York. I said, yo, I'm gonna ask Rich. I'm gonna step to him because I'm really like just fed up with it now. I said, yo, I'm gonna ask Rich who he got that coke from.
Don't forget, guys, Rich is his friend.
And if he
Rich supposed to be a good friend of his. Just remember, pay it in full.
I'm taking him out.
He took Rich
So
out.
now I told my little man this. I'm saying, yo, you come.
Big Ed Gary took him out.
I just got me a customized van.
Wayne Perry testify against Wayne Perry.
So I just bought one of those, and it was up there in the shop.
Plus, you killed. That's going to the federal government.
So
14 people.
I told my little man, I said, yo,
But they're sure there's more than that.
New York. We're gonna fly to New York.
But the question remains.
Get with Rich. And I'm gonna find out what the hell.
The question remains: who killed Alpo? Okay. The question remains: who killed Alpo? One of the reasons why I ask these questions is, guys. First of all, the gun that they used to kill Alpo, I would like to buy it. Yes, I'm going to say it loud. I would like to buy it because you know what? That would be my NFT, a piece of my NFT. Piece of right there. Just throwing something out there. The pickup truck that he was driving, the Dodge Ram, I'll buy it. So let's say I'm throwing out 10 racks for the gun and 20 racks for the car. Okay? Yeah, I could buy it. Yeah, 10 racks for the gun, 20 racks for the car. Hey, I could take out a loan if I have to, but I'll buy it because that's a part of my NFT. I could use it as a part of my NFT on the stock market and create dividends in stocks because Alpo is a part of the future. You know, he's a part of the legacy of Harlem, legacy of New York, even though he did a lot of grimy shit that, we don't stand for, but he's still a part of the legacy of New York. Because I don't go down like that. But I'm just showing you young guys, just please do it the right way. Because this is not the right way. Going out in the blaze of glory, come on, guys, you want to live to see your kids, your grandkids grow up. You don't want to live in witness protection because you have to testify against somebody, your friends or whatever. You have to lie on somebody. You know what I mean? Be yourself, be yourself. Don't be a follower, be a leader. In today's world, all we see is what? Followers. People are following. Everybody follow me. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram. Okay? Follow me on MySpace. Follow me on Twitter. Everybody wants you to follow. What about lead? Some of us have to be leaders. Leaders. See what I'm saying? I said we don't go for certain things. Things like this.
What is going on? So one thing led to another, and I don't want to go into all that, but did I? The question is, did I have anything? Did I kill Rich?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Because everything on the street said that a limousine pulled up.
Huh?
A limousine pulled up and put Richard in the car or something like that.
That's what they said?
Yeah.
No. That's what that didn't happen. That's for them to see later on. That didn't happen. That's what.
Okay.
That didn't happen. But I know the thing is, did I kill Rich? And yes, I killed Rich. Why did I kill him? It wasn't personal. It was business. I'm gonna tell you this, because Rich, like I told you, like the story I do with the connect and all that. Rich, he was lying to me about something, and in my mind, it just told me that if this little bit of money can come between what I thought was a wonderful relationship and a friendship, then no telling what you might send me down the line for. And I gave him the opportunity to tell me the truth, not once but twice. So when I already made the
So you see, guys, this man is talking about killing with no remorse. You see what I'm saying? That's a friend of his is talking about killing with no remorse. And how could you feel that way? About a friend that you just killed with no remorse. Saying it was just business. To me, that the kind of person this person is a person to stay away from because friendship over money. If you're a real friend, you're a real friend. You could talk about it. You don't have to pick up arms and do unnecessary things just to prove a point. You could just be realistic and be a friend. All these things that I'm trying to show and I'm trying to express to you guys, these are chronic pain in a city. That's one of the reasons why I'm showing this tape tonight to you youngsters. Okay, because a lot of people glorify this man's killing and what he have done in the past, but there's no glorification here. Rest in peace, and may peace be upon your soul. You know what I mean? But you killed a lot of people, a lot of people who were probably innocent. That wasn't deserved to die, but you brag on tape that you did that. So may God be upon your soul. And rest. I hope you rest in peace. But guys, what I'm trying to show you, youngsters, that's not the way to go as far as being a gangster, because a gangster, you just wind up in a hail of bullets, or wind up in some ditch somewhere where nobody could believe that's the way you went out. You know what I mean? So youngsters, it's not worth it, to take upon yourself to say you want to be a gangster, or you want to be a drug dealer, or you want to be a pimp, or an extortionist, or a scammer, or whatever these guys are doing today that's are above the law and not supposed to be happening today. So what I'm preaching to you is stay in school, do what's right, and just do what you must, because education is the key, and you can never go wrong. But the bottom line remains: who killed Alpo? Okay, who killed Alpo? All right. Who killed Alpo? That's the bottom line, and that's what I'm trying to ask the question: who killed Alpo? You know what I mean? Because the way those shots were fired, you know, um, yeah, you have to ask who down, shut it down. Who killed Alpo? This is Alpo last moment. Yeah, who killed Alpo? This is his last moments. Before he lost. He reached his demise in his truck. Yeah, so that's the truck, riddling bullets, just the windows, because they said it was a drive-by, but it can't be a drive-by where there's five steady bullets with like zero, like small margins. The trajectory, the gaps are so close. It take a marksman to do stuff like that. When I said a marksman, I mean somebody who knows, who have been trained, who have been very expensive. This guy come at a very expensive rate. Okay, this killer comes at a very expensive rate. All right. I'm not saying it's NYPD, and all these guys. I'm not going to put no alleged on all these guys. But what I'm trying to say is this guy come at a very high, expensive rate. All right. So the question is, who killed Alpo? All right. Because guys, this was a very expensive kill. You see what I'm saying? Very expensive kill. And I'm just going to tell you, when you disrespect the federal government, okay, when you disrespect the CIA, when you disrespect Homeland Security, when you disrespect the police, when you disrespect all these people, all these things can happen. You know, you have to learn and know how to get along in life. And you meet when you're on your way up is the same man you're going to meet on the way down. All right. So be careful of how you disrespect these people, because they are who they are. Okay, very powerful, powerful than you and I. You know what I mean? Because this young man, I know, they claim you testify against a lot of people, and if you testify against a lot of people, and you're in witness protection program, which is up in Maine, where you were placed. I'm not saying you can't come and see some of your families in New York or whatever, but lay low. The bottom line is lay low. Okay? Why were you in all these parties? Why were you showing up in Harlem so much? You know, what were you looking for? What were you doing? What was your purpose there? You're in the witness protection plan. They move you from where to where? Okay? They moved you, okay, and put you all the way up there, okay, in Maine. So what were you doing in New York? All right, the peoples that Alpo, hang with, in his days, and the life that he lived. You see what I'm saying? So, youngsters, don't be a follower, be a leader. All right. So let this be a lesson to a lot of you guys, a lot of you young guys. Don't be a follower, be a leader. All right. Because when you're a follower, sometimes you wind up in the trenches that you don't want to be. You know what I mean? Because this doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. That's not the way you want to go out, youngsters. That's not the way you want to go out. Where they're just picking you up out of the pickup truck like a slab of meat on the ground. That's not the way you want to go out. Okay? So do what's right and do what's must because life goes on. It's tough, but hey, we can fight the fight and we can do what's better. All right? Because where youngsters are having these self-inflicted wounds in the inner city. So the inner city, I'm talking to you. The reason why I brought this up because I'm talking to the inner city. Okay, we need to stop what we're doing. All right, we need to stop sheltering these guys. We need to stop, keeping up with the nonsense with these guys. We need to stop upholding the nonsense with these guys. All right, and do better. Do what's must. All right. I'm not saying you have to keep dropping dimes on people, whatever the case may be, but hey, you could also talk to them, change their perspective, change their mindset, change their outlook. You know what I mean? You could also do that, in a very nice way. And I'm sure they'll, so if they are a person of certain substance, they will understand and agree with you and hopefully make a change within their life. Because we're tired. Remains. Who killed Alpo? Who? Was it the CIA, allegedly? Was it the FBI, allegedly? Was it Homeland Security, allegedly? Was it the people that he owed, but he killed their family, allegedly? Was it people that he just met up with and there was some raw deal, allegedly? Who? My answer is you have to pay the piper. Okay? You have to pay the piper. Once you walk out that door and you think that there's no repercussion, then you're making a sad mistake. They give you room to flirt and see what you're all about. Listen to me, the youngsters. Just remember, this man was in witness protection plan, witness protection program. Okay, enough to where he could come to Harlem, come to New York, the places where he have done some of his demons. Made videos with people of places where he dumped some of the bodies. I didn't really see where he showed the remorse. I just see where he's making a video. Truth to be told, but he did that. That's on him. Maybe he came back to New York because he figured this is where the bigger market is as far as when he comes on to making his movie or his documentary. Because I heard he was working on something, maybe a movie or a documentary. Who knows? Because he had Paid in Full 1. I don't know if they were working in Paid in Full 2, but he had met his demise. So who knows what's going to happen? You know. So I don't know if he wanted to move closer here to New York City, to work on his film, or he just want to be closer to his family, or he just want to be closer to his older neighborhood. But why would you want to leave the witness protection plan knowing the fact that, and you never know who's gunning for you? Why? Like, why? You know, you went ahead and testify against your friends, you know, that's being a Judas, you know what I mean? A Judas. You went ahead and testify against your friends. You see what I'm saying? And they let you out. And then the place where you start committing murders, you know, from New York to DC, you start going around with cameras and glamorizing like it was okay. No, it's not okay. Because when you do something like that, it makes the FBI looks bad. It makes the FBI looks bad. It makes the CIA looks bad. It makes Homeland Security looks bad. Okay? It makes the government look bad. And once you make the government look bad, you're obsolete. Let me be clear. Okay? Once you make the government look bad, you're obsolete. All right? And that's what that was, you know? An absolution, you know? Yeah. So if you want to be who you want to be, then we're going to take you out. So that's why a lot of people are saying, "Oh, I didn't see no blood. Oh, I didn't see the window shattered." When you bring in a mercenary to do a kill, a mercenary leave very little, okay, information behind. Let's be clear. When you bring in a mercenary, allegedly, anyway, let me just say allegedly. When you bring in, but from those shoot from the bullets on the car on the truck, shooting, because I've been to the range, you know, so the gaps of the shooting, the way those 5 bullets are, you have to be a very professional shooter. Okay, so a person with highly military trained experience, you know, had to be a person to unleash those type of bullets in a vehicle with very little evidence remains. Okay, in the car, a person slumped. There's very little blood. Person where they sat because the bullet go right through and leave a lot of damage behind. So you're gonna see more blood in the back than the front. So maybe that's why you didn't see much blood in the car because whatever he had on was soaked in blood in the back. That you don't see much in the front. You know, but yes, that's how he reached his demise. And guys, we're going to have a lot of conspiracy theory about this. And I do understand because right now there's more questions than answers, right? More questions than answers. Question still remains: who killed Alpo? You know, no one taking credit, no one saying nothing. The question remains: who killed Alpo? You know, who killed Alpo? Yes, he was dangerous. Was it people that feared him? Was it people that he owed stuff to? Was it people that he did something to? Was it the federal government, FBI, Secret Service? Was it any one of the above? Police department. But you have to have high trained skills to pull off what they pull off with Mr. Alpo because that was a definitely highly skilled shooter. This was no drive by. Okay, this was a target hit. This was an assassination that went down accordingly, precisely the way they wanted to be done. Clean, simple. Okay, a simple assassination. Yeah. Shout out to Real Gully TV, man. You keep it real. Like your show, man. Love your show. Shout out to Star on Buckwild. I've been watching you, Star, from God knows when, from New York days, Connecticut. No, you were in Georgia. Shout out to Star. You guys gave a good insight on Alpo and how you feel about Alpo. Sub Zero, what's up, man? Shout out to you as well. And all the others out there, man. Bad TV, all of you guys, man. Shout out to you guys. Keeping it real. Well, yes, guys, I'm saying, man. The question still remains: Who killed Alpo? You know, who killed Alpo? Because, guys, like I just said earlier, I would like to buy that gun. You know, yeah, I would like to buy the gun and an NFT. Because I want to sell it on an NFT. You know, 10 racks. 10 racks on a gun. You know, yeah, 20 racks on the truck. Put it in my NFT. So truck. This is my man Star right here. Star tell the truth about the whole thing. And I like listening to Star because Star is, a guy that I listen to a lot, even though you might can't see him that well. Star, there you go. You know what I mean? Star, there you go. Even if they want to see you differently, that's Star from Star and Buckwild Show. You know what I'm saying? So I listen to Star a lot, because Star tell it like it is. Regardless of how people look at him or think of him, he tell it like it is. You see what I'm saying? So I listen to Star a lot. So yes, guys. So I'm saying, going back to Alpo, you know, who killed Alpo? We need to know, right? Up and where? In Harlem. You know what? And it was actually in front of where cameras are, and I'm sure somebody had to see something, and eventually something will come out, hopefully sooner than later, you know. But the bottom line is, who killed Alpo? That was a target hit. You know what I mean? Target hit. That's what you call a target hit. You know, when you do something like that, that's a target hit. You don't waste your bullets, or you don't miss your target. You canceled. So whoever came for him came to cancel him out. So let's ask the question again: Who canceled Alpo? Okay, let's keep it this way: Who canceled Alpo? You know, I want to know. Let me know, cause I want to buy that gun, 10 racks. Okay, because that's gonna be an NFT for me. All right. So let me know, 10 racks on that gun. I'll give it to you. So for the truck, whenever you guys are finished with the investigation, 20 racks for the truck. It's not worth 20 racks, but I'll give you 20 racks for it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's another NFT for me. So yeah, NYPD, if you want to get rid of the truck, let me know. The bottom line is, who killed Alpo? You know? Yeah, that's the bottom line. DC, what you gotta say? Huh? New York, what you gotta say? Huh? Fredericksburg, Virginia, what you gotta say? Huh? Hey, let me tell you something, man. Growing up in New York for a little bit, hearing about Alpo back in the day, this was a time when Bill Bev DeVoe was rocking the 90s, like 1990. And they had the geo trackers. They had the 5.0s with the soft tap. That's that line, and the 5.0s I'm talking about. And then they had the Saab and the Audi, like Alpo talk about, the Audi went 4,000. Alpo was right. That was back in them time. And they had also the Sterling. That was a car that they called the Sterling. A very nice car back then. And the Q45s. So yes, Alpo is right. So back then they were rocking those. So that's what I was saying. Though my interaction with Alpo was in Washington D.C. At the Ritz Club. I saw him. Fur down, whatever, and somebody repeated. That's Alpo. That was just my recollection of Alpo. I never really met him up face to face, or I never say what's up to him, but I've seen him in the club before, and yes, he was always jiggy. Like I saw him. You know, and in DC, I know he did a lot of grimy shit that wasn't supposed to happen. Cause Alpo, what's right. You should have done what's better. You know what I mean? But yeah, guys, I'm telling you, a lot of people was gunning from this guy. You know what I'm saying? Because if you turn on so many people, you have to understand in your life, people are going to be gunning for you. You know what I mean? Even though you were free and you're walking around. But for me, I don't understand why were you walking around in Harlem so free constantly. Why you thought that you were so privileged to just move around nonchalantly the way you did? After all these things you committed, all these crimes you committed, you know, you have to say to yourself, you have to be looking for it. You know what I'm saying? In essence, you have to be looking for it because you don't come out like that, knowing the fact that you did all these things that you did. Sub Zero, what's up, man? Big respect to you. You know what I mean? Yes, Star, big up, big up, big up every time. Star in the Buckwild Show, big up to Star. You know what I mean? So you have to be asking for it. And number three, a man at 55 years old, 3 o'clock in the morning, you're supposed to be in your bed. I'm a man of a certain age, 50 years old. 3 o'clock in the morning, I am taking my second dive into my sleep. You know what I mean? You get up to take a piss, and then you take your second dive into sleep. What were you doing out there at 3 o'clock in the morning? Halloween morning, the worst time in New York. Because if you grew up in New York, you should know. Everybody wear a mask. It's all night Halloween party. And guess what happened? Everything is everything. And then everything start happening. You know what I mean? So that's the worst time to be out there because you never know who run upon you. So I don't understand this calculation. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me. His calculation just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why? Knowing the fact that, you're supposed to be a ghost in the shadows. Why you put yourself on the forefront? You know, if you were doing a movie or a film, you could have people meet you at certain places, where you could talk to them. You know what I mean? Off the rip, you know, you could have people meet you and disclose locations where they could talk to you guys, and you guys could talk. You know, you don't have to meet in nightclubs. You know what I mean? Or certain places that are very conspicuous in the city. That's going to blow your cover, knowing the fact that you were in witness protection plan program. The witness protection program is funded by the taxpayers. That's a lot of money going out the doors just seeing you gallivanting the way you're gallivanting, my friend. You know, you have to know how to deal with the witness protection program. I understand you were doing it the right way, but why you felt so comfortable to come back to Harlem and step out the way you step out? Why you feel like you need to? Like why? I don't know the reason why. I'm sure there's a why out there. Sometimes they said, why is a crooked letter? Okay. Why did you come back to Harlem? Why?
A millionaire, self-made millionaire on the street at the age of 25 was incredible. Yeah, and I was bugging out. I mean, and I just did. I definitely was that. No question. Self-made millionaire, and I didn't deal with nothing but coke. No dope, nothing. Incredible. And I was bugging out, and I was bugging out. I had bills of 10 months every month. Mortgage on my home. Rent for 2-3 apartments over here, stash joints. Just man, credit card bills, 3-4 thousand. Yeah, I definitely had joints for like 10,000 a month, every month. Was it a lot of New Yorkers and out of DC that Wayne Perry or anyone was like, yo, this is New Yorkers down here, we're gonna kill them. See now that you know what? I didn't let that happen. Okay. If I knew about a New Yorker coming to DC and I knew them, you need to be real careful out here. I don't know if you ever heard this kid named Daddy-O. Daddy-O? Yeah, Spanish kid named Daddy. Okay. It's a Spanish kid. He's with this kid Daddy. Now this kid Daddy came on down to DC and I told him, I said, yo, whatever you do, don't come down here with a bunch of New Yorkers, man, and thinking you're going to take over and all that. Because you're going to cause yourself problems. Right. Surround yourself with some good DC dudes and feed them, make sure they eat, and you're going to be all right. They're going to protect you. Right. He came down with a whole bunch of New Yorkers. And they wind up playing him out and wind up leaving him in D.C. He left D.C. in a body bag. D.C. in a body bag? Yeah. And I used to tell him, and a couple other New Yorkers come down there.
The question remains, who killed Alpo? See, Alpo is a character of his own, you know. Love the limelight. In person. I should say no nonsense. and somebody will smack the shit out of you right in front of you. But I don't condone all those things what he did. But he is who he is. The question is, why did he reign so long within the judicial system before they get to him? Why did they let him reign so long in the system and just keep going on and on and on and on? Why the system didn't catch up with him back then? You know, that's another part that we need to answer. How can we get away with so much? 14 more murders before they catch up to him. The system was lagging too. Okay? Nevertheless, yeah, they were lagging back then too. I understand there was lack of technology and stuff like that, but we used what we had, you know, at the time to make ends meet. But the question still remains: who killed Alpo? Allegedly, was it the CIA? Allegedly, was it the FBI? Allegedly, was it Homeland Security? Allegedly, was it the NYPD? Allegedly, was it people at the O's? Allegedly, was it people that he took their lives and their family just wanted revenge? Was it just a random drive-by, which is zero not? So the question remains: who kills Alpo? I want to buy that gun. 10 racks. Okay? I put it on my NFT. You understand me? 10 racks. Straight up. The car, the truck, just the way it is, 20 racks. Okay? Another NFT for me. All right? So NYPD, you want to get rid of the truck, holler at me. 20 racks for the truck, 10 racks for the gun. We're good to go. Because Alpo is going to go down in history, a part of history in New York when it comes on to New York gangsters. Even though he was a fortune teller. Not a fortune teller, but he was a teller, you know, that tells on people. You know, doesn't really do that because if you're a reader from the street, then you know not to, you know, tell on people. I've been in situations before, Alpo. I never tell no one. I've been in front of the federales before. I never tell no one. I did my time before. I never tell no one. You know what I mean? You just have to be a man and stand up and face what you know, get yourself into, your consequences. When I stand up to my consequences and they ask me about other people, I said, listen, you're talking to me, you're dealing with me. Okay? I don't know who else you're talking about. You know what I mean? I don't try to incriminate nobody else. And my stuff was smaller, way smaller. But I stood up as a man for what I believe in and what I stood for. So some of these gangsters, they throw out certain rules and regulations, and if you notice, they don't go by it because it creates a havoc for them because they know they can't comply because they're a different demon, you know. So yes, guys, question still remains: who killed Alpo? You know, yeah, who killed Alpo? The question still remains: who kills Alpo? You know.
Cause I used to see a lot of them during like Howard's homecoming. Cause they start hearing about how fly Howard's homecomings were. So I used to see them. I used to tell yo, just be careful. Here's my people number. Call me if you got any problems. Cause again, I had the town on lock, so I know who was doing what, and so I looked out for the New Yorkers that I knew that used to come to New York. Right. I tried to look out for them. I even sent some of them away, like, yo, you ain't even ready for this, man. Just get up out of here, man. Try Baltimore. Was that rough out DC? Yo, it was the wild, wild west. You hear me? It was the wild, wild west. Listen, dudes was
It
getting
was in the 90s,
sneakers.
80s and 90s. It was. He's right.
500 people.
Because I used to be around, so I was around. So he's right.
Dudes was getting laid out because
I
they
was
stepped on somebody's
around,
shoe in DC.
so he's right.
You couldn't look at a dude too long in DC without
From
his
New
phone,
York to
man. What you looking
DC,
at, man?
I was from New York to Dulles Airport in Virginia. Go to Manassas, see on the news every day. Only like 20 minutes away from DC. Yeah, Fredericksburg. I remember that. I was all saw that on the news. With Alpo when they get knocked off. I remember that day. You know what I mean? Guys, Washington D.C. The Ritz nightclub. There used to be a nightclub in Washington D.C. called the Ritz. I'm telling you, that club was blazing. All right, they had one in New York and one in D.C. And those clubs were jumping back then. They had a nice little dress code where you put on your little, blazer and whatnot. Yeah, I seen Alpo up in there, Patrick Ewing and some other guys up in there. Not talking to each other, but I see them in different corners of the club. You know, um, yeah. So I was in Manassas, Virginia. I remember what went on in Fredericksburg because I heard the news with Alpo. You know, and I remember in 1990, and his friends used to reign in Harlem because we used to go to 125 in St. Nicholas on the weekend, and we used to see them on their bikes and all the type of stuff doing their things. Cause that's what we used to do either Saturday or Sunday. We used to go 125 in St. Nicholas. We see these guys hanging around and doing their thing, and that was a fun for the weekend. You know, in that time, like I rephrased earlier, BBD, they were kicking at the time, and I remember that's when the song Poison came out because guys, if you can remember, guys my age, you know what I'm talking about. Poison, it's driving me out of my mind. That's why can't get it out of my head. Mr. Kisser Lover, that girl is poison. Yeah, so that song was out kicking in the Geo Trackers, LL Cool J, fire with the booming system. It's funky, funky, funky because they hear from air say a jam that you played on. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So that was kicking back in the day back then. And we had Tribe Called Quest at the same time. Left my gun and left my wallet in El Segundo. I gotta get it. Yes, I gotta get it. Um, Naughty by Nature, down with OPP. You know what I mean? I think that came later. But yeah, so the '90s, the music and the drug world was just intertwined with each other. So it was rocking back then, man. I remember when LL had that little gray Porsche. When he started working out, when he used to go to Mall House, up in Spring Valley, New York. I seen LL up in Spring Valley a couple of times. Going to Mall's house. You know what I mean? So I've been around for a long time, guys, a very long time. So I'm telling you from experience. So Alpo and these guys, I always hear about them, but I always wonder why you go to the extreme to do the things that you do, because it's not necessary in my eyes. I understand you say you want to set a principle or example in the streets, but what does it really get you? Does it get you a 6x9? Is that what you call a principle, or you call just being plain, just being plain simple as a person that could understand and be better in your life and be smarter. Because the smarter you are, the more money you make. So certain principality that you guys put up on these people or on this earth, that cause other people their demise. Was it really worth it? You have to ask your question. Was it really worth it? And I'm going to end the segment. Like I said, guys, you could comment down below, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the machine, guys. Don't forget, we got super chat, all right, and you could also give a donation to the machine. You know, um, we got the merchandise. The Wounded Lion. As you see, I'm wearing the shirt. Just go check out the Wounded Lion for the merchandise. We got a lot of things going on, guys. And just check me out, Chronic Pain Inner Demon. I come one live for you, and let's just keep this channel going because I'm telling you, we're growing at a fast speed, and we're keeping our authentic subscribers, and I love that. So, guys, continue to support the channel. Subscribe to the machine. Don't be afraid to patronize me and buy some of the merchandise from Wounded Lion. The Wounded Lion, that's my store. Okay, don't be afraid to patronize me, and don't be afraid to comment down below. Give me thumbs up. Share the videos, guys, and tell a friend to tell a friend as well. All right. So this is Raymond Nugent coming to you, aka Chronic Pain and the Demon, on another live. I just want to say thank you very much for your support, for the 1 hour that I've been on, and thank you for for your company. And I also, guys, I want to hope for you guys who are going to bed in the U.S. and this side of the world. Have a good night. For the guys in the Philippines, Dubai, and the other side of the world, I'll say good morning to you guys and thank you for tuning in to another segment of the Chronic Pain, the Indian Demon Show. You know what I mean? So, with all that said, guys, I am going to end the show. And before I go, I always say, who feels it knows it. Peace. 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 Thanks again.